Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to be doing a full face of makeup from only British and Irish makeup brands. All of this makeup can be found at the drugstore here in Ireland, and I'm really excited to share with you some brands that you may not have heard of before. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. The idea for this video came from my lovely friend Sarah, who suggested that it would be a great idea to see some more regional makeup brands from over this side of the world that are maybe not as accessible in the rest of the world. And I thought that was a really lovely idea. Some of these brands are brands that I used to wear growing up, so it's quite nostalgic for me. I wanted to do some first impressions on camera because I love watching first impressions. I mean, some first impressions are not helpful at all. However, I have tried out the foundation and the concealer because I think that's really important before doing a review. So I'm really excited to get into this. I already filled in my brows and I did it with this eyebrow pencil called the Incredibrow. This is from the brand Collection. I'm pretty sure no matter where you are in the world, you will have heard of this brand. They are a true drugstore makeup brand, very affordable products. And it is just a brow pencil and it cost me €3.49. It did give me quite natural looking eyebrows, so it looks fine. It wasn't as fine as I would prefer, but it's a very soft and buttery formula, which I was very surprised at, especially for the price. And I think that it gives you a really nice natural looking eyebrow. There's another really popular drugstore product here in Ireland and the UK, and that is 17. They actually made a comeback a few years ago. They disappeared and then they came back again. And I picked up another brow product from them, and this is the number 17 Brow Freeze. I haven't tried this yet. I don't have many brow hairs, but brow holding products are really important to me to make me look like I've got fuller brows than what I actually do, because I don't have any brow hairs. So I haven't opened this yet. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh no. This was a little bit more expensive. This was actually €7. Oh, it smells lovely. Why does it have fragrance? It's a brow product. I'm just taking the end of one of my brow pencils and I'm just going to take some in the lid and just coat some bristles. We don't want to go in heavy with this. Okay, it's okay though. And there's no residue. You know, sometimes you can get white residue with brow products. I'm not getting that. I'm a bit thrown by the fragrance though. It smells a little bit watermelony. It's like a gel consistency. It looks like glue, it feels like glue, but actually I thought it would feel really hard on the eyebrows, but it feels like I'm not wearing anything. However, I will say that it did disturb the product underneath the eyebrows a little bit, which I'm not massively used to. It has definitely set, but it doesn't feel sticky or strange. So that's a good thing, I guess. We're going in with eyes now, and we're going to use a palette from a brand called Sleek. Their Level Up Eye Divine eyeshadow palette. This cost me €10.99. Well, some of these have quite a lot of pigment. Let me swatch some of the shimmers for you. See that? That's lovely. Look at some of those swatches. That has great pigment actually. I think I'm going to go in with this colour here actually. I'm going to go in with this pink. I have used Sleek before. In fact, when I was a teacher, one of the kids actually bought me a Sleek makeup palette because she obviously knew how much I loved makeup and I really liked it. I thought the quality was really decent. I'm probably not going to do very well at telling you my makeup brushes today, but that was the BK Beauty 201. I really like this one because it's really big and fluffy for just blending. Going in with my MAC 224 now, and I think I'm going to go in with one of these. It's a little bit warm, this brown. There's a little bit of kick up in the pan. I get that with palettes of all price points, and I'm only going to pop a little bit of that towards the crease. And this actually comes with a mirror as well. Pretty good. Then I'm going to pick up my Sigma E25 and I'm going to go in with this darkest shade here, and I'm just going to pop a little bit onto the outer corner. That's fairly pigmented. Okay, I'm really impressed with this palette so far. I like it. I think we're going to go in with this pink shade. It looks almost satiny rather than shimmery. Oh, I like that. I'm actually just going to pop a little bit of this in the inner corner, just this lightest shade. Wow. I actually love how they have a white matte as well in here, not just the shimmer, because not everybody wants to wear shimmer. I think there's a really nice balance in this palette, and I have to say, I really like it. Honestly, this would be an amazing everyday palette, and there was no fallout with that eyeshadow either. It was a bit dusty in the palette, but that did not translate onto the face. I'm going to clean the eyes up when I do concealer, but before we move on to that, we're going to pop some mascara on, and it's an Irish-owned makeup brand, and this mascara is from Sosu Cosmetics, and this is their Eye Voltage Mascara. Sosu Cosmetics is owned by Suzanne Jackson, who is very well known here in Ireland. She's a blogger turned businesswoman, influencer. She does everything. She's amazing, and she has this amazing makeup brand that can be found in the drugstores here in Ireland, and obviously you can buy online also. So I would say that Sosu Cosmetics is kind of mid-range. So this was $12.99, which I don't think is bad at all. So I would say that's a usual drugstore price. So this mascara is in black. I did look to see if there were any other colours. I couldn't see any. Maybe there is. I had a look online. I couldn't see a brown, but this is in jet black. And that's what the brush looks like. So quite a big brush, really. A very firm wand. I like that. Oh, it definitely clings onto every lash. I like that. Okay, let's get this on. You know I can't talk and do my mascara at the same time. Okay, there we have one coat. It does dry down really quickly, so just be aware of that. So yeah, that's quite nice. I'll pop it on the other eye. I like that mascara. I think it gives you good lashes in a really quick amount of time, and really, really good with volume. I think I would like a little bit more length, but actually I'll take whatever I'm given in regards to my lashes. Definitely worth the $12.99 for sure. Concealer wise, I wanted to use a number 17 concealer, but they had no shades left. They only had one shade left, which was 002, and that's what I got. And I thought I would use it as a color corrector instead of using it as a concealer, because I do have a collection concealer anyway, which I absolutely love. So this is the 17 Second Skin Concealer, and this retails for €3.49. It's very, very peachy, kind of bordering orange. So I'm just going to use it as a colour corrector because I wanted to experience it. I'm going to use my mini A506 just to blend it out. And I was really surprised at the consistency of this. It's really silky. It feels absolutely lovely and hydrating. And as you can see, a little bit goes a really long way. So I'm just going to use this as a colour corrector for some of that darkness that I've got. And then I'm going to go in with the collection concealer over the top of it. So over the top, we're going in with the very iconic Lasting Perfection Concealer from Collection. I think it's $3.99 at the moment. I think it might retail usually for about €5.99, euros that is. I think this is an amazing concealer. The only thing with it is you kind of need to work fast. So just going in with the same brush and just tapping. This is a very full coverage concealer, but it's very hydrating feeling. This shade is actually a little bit too light. for me, but I couldn't find anything in the drugstore. I literally ran around to so many places and it was so difficult to find anything in stock. But I wanted to go in and buy them. I wanted that experience of going to the shops rather than ordering everything online. It's a good concealer, this. Such a brilliant concealer, always in my top drawer. We're moving on to foundation now, and we are going to be using foundation from a very famous Irish makeup brand, and that is Sculpted by Aimee. Sculpted by Aimee is owned by makeup artist Aimee Connolly, and her stuff is very good. This foundation is excellent. This is the Sculpted by Aimee Second Skin Dewy Finish Foundation. Although you find it in the drugstore, it's definitely high-end, I would say, and this cost €28. And for that, you get 32ml of product, which I thought was really interesting. Usually you get 30ml, but you get an extra 2ml there. Won't say no. This is the dewy finish, but they also have a matte finish. It's vegan. It comes in 30 shades. So I have this in the shade 3.5, which is a light to medium neutral shade. I actually think this is a really good shade for people like me with olive skin. I'm just taking my BK Beauty 101 brush and I'm just going to dip in and coat some of the bristles. So this is actually a liquid mineral foundation with medium coverage that has been specially formulated for normal to dry skin. Our silky formula glides onto the skin to create a dewy, luminous complexion in seconds. Now I will say this does have fragrance. I think it might be the sunscreen because this has an SPF of 50. So I'll just do this side of my face. So here we are with half of the face done. So this half is done. And this half has nothing on. So I can definitely see how this is formulated for somebody like me, somebody with normal to dry skin. You know, sometimes dewy foundations can border between dewy and looking a little bit greasy, but this doesn't. I'll just finish off the rest of my face. And for primer today, I just used my normal primer, which is just my normal moisturizer. So there we go with the foundation complete. Let's have a quick look at the before and the after. I'm really happy with how it's smoothed out my skin, evened out my skin tone. It's covered a lot of my hyperpigmentation, my broken veins. I wore this earlier in the week and it lasted beautifully all day. I think for more mature skin, this is a beautiful foundation because it feels very hydrating and it's very smoothing on the skin, so you don't get any settling into any fine lines. It just feels like it's very moisturizing, like, as it says, a second skin. So yeah, really, really nice foundation. I would choose not to have the SPF in there because I just don't like SPF in my foundations, but this will be an amazing daytime foundation. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. I think it's really beautiful, high quality foundation from a really amazing Irish makeup brand. So we're moving on now to some beauty ones that I picked up from Collection. And the first one that we're going to be looking at is this contour wand. It's called the Filter Finish Liquid Wand. Obviously, this is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. We'll have a look and see if it is now. I thought that this looked a little bit warm, so I thought that it would probably double up as a contour and a bronzer. So these retail for $6.99. So I haven't used this yet, but let's do it together. So we'll just give it a squeeze. Oh, that is pigmented. This is shade medium. Actually, that is looking very promising. Looks very neutral to me. So I'm actually just going to dip into what's there. I think that is quite warm, actually. Oh, wow. Okay. Pigment. Serious pigment. Yeah, I was totally right to say that this could double up as a bronzer and a contour. Oh, this is my BK Beauty A507, by the way. I probably should have used British and Irish makeup brushes. I didn't even think of doing that. Okay, I wouldn't go in on the cheek with this. The pigment is crazy. Okay, wowie. Was not expecting that. I definitely think that you can use it as a bronzer as well. I had that suspicion. I think it is a little bit too warm to just use as a contour. I am a big fan of that. That is the most pigmented drugstore contour wand that I've used, without a doubt. However, it dries down quite quickly, so you need to move fast. I'm really hoping that the blush is going to give me the same success, but let's see. I always get a hormonal spot on my cheek and it makes putting blush on a pain. Charlotte Tilbury must get so annoyed with all of these brands trying to dupe her products. She must just get so mad. So this is the Collection Filter Finish Liquid Blush Wand, and this is in the shade Berry Glow. This looks and feels very similar to the e.l.f. blush wand, which I wasn't the biggest fan of. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, as you can see, so there's actually no need for a highlighter, although it's probably going to highlight my spots on my cheek now. Okay, so taking my Refa 04 brush and just taking a little bit. It's looking a bit patchy now round where I've got a couple of spots. Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It has kind of disturbed my makeup that was on underneath, and it dries really fast. Okay, I'm having to try and save this because this blush is an absolute disaster. Oh my gosh, it's so patchy. That did not go well, my friends. That did not go well at all. So I'm going to have to try and save this. This is good, the contour. No. My face still looks patchy now because of that. I actually feel like wiping off all of my foundation and starting again, but I'm not going to. We're persevering. We are carrying on, and this makes me nervous for the powder that I've chosen. This is the Lasting Perfection Sheer Loose Powder by Collection, and I know that this is quite new. I think this was $6.99. I'm going to use my usual eyeshadow brush. I just shook this a little bit and some came out. I'm not going to go in crazy with this collection. Do not do me dirty again, please. That's actually quite smoothing. Yeah, that's actually quite blurring. It's nice because it's really finely milled. I wouldn't usually use loose powder everywhere, but we're giving it a whirl. Okay, that's actually decent to use on the T-zone. I like that. The Lasting Perfection Sheer Loose Powder is good. $6.99. That is a decent product, thank goodness. So we're finishing off with lips now, and I'm finishing off with a lipstick from Sosu Cosmetics. This is one of her satin finish lipsticks, and this is in the shade It Gal. So that's It Gal, which is a lovely kind of mauvey pink. Really nice. I've been wearing this and I love it. And that lipstick retails for $12.95. And this lip liner I actually got from the Natural Collection. If you grew up at the same time as me, so in the 90s in the UK, you will have remembered the Natural Collection. They disappeared as well, but they are back. But I tried one of the testers of the lip liners and it was so creamy, and only €3.50. And the lip liner is in the shade Cherry Mahogany. So pigmented, literally so pigmented. It has the pigment. It's really good. €3.50. So going in with It Gal from Sosu Cosmetics. I have been wearing this, and although it's a satin lipstick and it is obviously not transfer proof, I noticed that when I was eating, it didn't end up all around my mouth. You know, like sometimes, well, I don't know about you, but when I eat, sometimes I can end up with it on my chin. I didn't get that with this lipstick. It definitely fills in those lip lines. I think it's a super flattering lipstick, and this has gone straight into my bag and I am taking it everywhere with me. It's my new favorite, and for $12.95 I think that's amazing value. The e.l.f. Faux Face satin lipsticks, which I absolutely love, are €10. This is much nicer. This is a much better formula and it's not sticky at all. So yeah, I am really, really impressed. So I'll just insert some daylight footage now of this look completed. So that's the finished look for the British and Irish makeup brands, and it was a little bit of a roller coaster. I think if we talk about the highs and the lows of today, I think we can all agree that the biggest low came from collection. This blush beauty wand, no. Just no, it disturbed my makeup, it disturbed my foundation, it was patchy, it emphasised all of my blemishes, it emphasised all of my spots. It wasn't nice, which is a shame because although this isn't great, the actual contour wand, which I think is probably better off being termed as a bronzer, to be honest, is absolutely amazing. The pigment, fantastic. Now, it does have the same dry down quality as the blush, so it dries down quite quick. So you do have to move fast, but I think for $6.99, this is one of the best bronzer contour wands that I've ever used at the drugstore. Love this makeup palette. I think it has really nice pigment. The shimmers are absolutely beautiful. And obviously I chose a very neutral eyeshadow palette to go with my very boring and neutral personality. So this suits me down to the ground. However, they did have more palettes with some beautiful colour stories for those of you who are much more adventurous than me, which is probably 90% of you. But I think my absolute favourites today come from the Irish owned brands. So the foundation, I think is absolutely stunning. I have been wearing it and I'm going to continue to wear it, and I will continue to give you updates on this. But this is an absolutely beautiful foundation. Yes, a little bit more on the expensive side, but definitely worth checking out. And if you don't like Dewy, they have a matte version too. And Sosu Cosmetics, not as expensive as Sculpted by Aimee, but still has really high quality. This lipstick is going to be my new favorite. I think it's absolutely beautiful. There's a lot more Irish owned brands out there that I would really like to dive into. So if you would like to see more Irish brands on the channel, or more UK brands, maybe more independent makeup brands, if you would like to see that, then do let me know down in the comments. And if you've tried anything from these brands, let me know. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next one. But until then, take care and bye for now.